Well, hello friends, Coach Bob with you today, and today, man, I got a cool thing for you. Speaking of cool, it's one of those gray days in Tallahassee, Florida. The temperature's that high 50s. You know, I know a lot of you guys live up north and all that stuff, but even if you do, you know, sometimes you don't want to wear the heavy jacket. You just want something that's just going to keep your bones warm, and that means keeping your core warm. So if I got something for you today, a company called AUXO, AUXO, reached out to me and asked me if I would be interested in reviewing one of their heated vests. And I told them, well, heck yeah. So it looks like it is here. So let's unbox this bad boy. Again, be careful not to cut your vest. Don't know how they're going to have it packaged, so I'm always careful when I do this. So it's a box in a box, so I definitely have to be careful. But there's the brand AUXO, AUXO. Being very careful so as not to cut the jacket. Looks like the way they have it packaged, it would be an impossibility because the way they have the box is lined. Watch, I'll pull it out and there'll be a big cut mark on it. So it's a nice fleece style vest, hermetically sealed for your protection. So what do you get? You get this wonderful vest. You get a battery. This is your battery for your heating elements within the vest. There's the battery. There's the charger for the battery. You get a nice owner's manual, YKK zippers. Looks very nice. This is your little button that you press for your modes. This thing is going to be nice. Let's put her on. I'm going to tell you, even though I may not have the heating element, my core is getting a little chilly. It's cold out here for a thin-blooded Florida boy. Actually, a thin-blooded Georgia boy. Let's get the tags off of this thing. All right, so I'm 6'3", between 190 pounds and 200 pounds, depending on the time of year and how well fed I am. This thing fits me just right. This is a large. So there's a little, and that is a true to size that I wear in everything. I wear a large everything. T-shirt, button-up shirt, flannels, jackets, you name it. That's what I wear. This thing feels really nice, even without the heating element. And it has zones that you can turn on and off within this. This is going to be great. So let's walk inside, charge the battery, get this thing ready, and give it a real test. I'm going to be putting this under a jacket as I ride on the motorcycle this weekend. I'm going to be going down to the DeLand Spider Rally. I'm going to be wearing this as a walk around. If my bones are cold, this is what I'm going to be using, and give it the real run through, because I really, really love the way it feels. I love the way it looks. I love the fit of it. You know, a lot of times when you get vests, they make you look like a big old box, you know, and this doesn't seem to do that. So I like it. Anything that can hide a little bit of this, right? Make us look a little slimmer. You got to appreciate that. All right, let's take this thing inside, charge up a battery, and see where we are. All right, so this is the battery that goes inside of the vest. So it charges via a USB-C. See right there. And I've just got it plugged into my little wall wart over here. This is your little charging bar. So as you can see, it's charged up to 50%. 2 bars are solid. The third one's charging. When the third one is full, that's 75. Obviously, when the fourth one is full, that's 100%. Very, very simple to read. So what do you do with this? So obviously, this is a close-up view of the vest. You unzip it. And when you look down here, there's a zipper pouch right here on the inside. You unzip that pouch. There's a wire. You see that wire right there? This wire plugs into that battery. You take that battery, you put it in the zipper pouch, you close it up. And that is how the battery part goes together. All right, so the battery is done charging now. So to give you an idea, there's a little power switch right here on the side of the battery. I press that, it comes on. There's our 4 bars right there showing that it's fully charged. So I go into this pocket, pull this cable out right here, take this cable, plug it in right there. She's plugged in. She has 4 bars. I simply stick it into this little internal compartment that I showed you a few minutes ago. Close it up. So now is the part where you actually can kind of see what this thing looks like as we do it. So this side says neck, back, and waist. So all that back there. And this side says shoulder and belly, which is nice because most jackets, you turn them on or off and it's all zones. You can't isolate zones. So I'm going to turn on the back portion, hold it down for 2 seconds, And there it is. You can see the red is hot. The blue would be medium. The green would be low. And if I press it again, it'll go right back to hot. If I hold it for 2 seconds, it turns it off. So let's turn both zones on. Here's where it gets super cool. So now both zones are on. But what I find amazing about this, you can change each zone to different levels of heat. Really, really cool and very well thought out. And you can actually feel the difference of those zones. That's how it works. That's what it looks like. I'm going to turn this thing off because it's already heating up. Even with it on low and medium, it gets really hot, really quick inside. This thing is really... All right, well, I've had the AUXO vest for 2 weeks now. So what are my thoughts? I'm going to tell you I'm impressed. Hang on, Pearson. Pearson, come on. Had to stop there for a minute, make sure Pearson doesn't run out in the road. If you're wondering, well, who's Pearson? That's Pearson. So let's talk about it a little bit. First off, it does everything that you would expect it to do. The heating zones work perfectly. I really do like the fact that the zones can be adjusted to where you can have the front or the back more hot than the other. Because I've worn it, you know, me and a buddy of mine were out in the Jeep one day, and I had the back, my back was pressed against the seat. So I could put the back in the low setting, and then the front setting, I could run wide open. And so even though I was exposed to wind, my back and my front, the core, felt the same temperature because of the conditions that I was in. So I really, really, really like that. The other use that I really had, you know, Pearson's chasing a squirrel. Go get her. Come on, knucklehead. The other thing that I really appreciate is the fact that, you know, this thing is fleece style. It's not a fleece. It's more quilted, so it's not real thick, but it does have weight. It has enough weight to where it's not cumbersome, but it feels comforting on your body. So even when you're just wearing it like I'm wearing it now, without the elements on, it's just comfortable to wear, and fashionably it looks nice. The zipper on it is robust. It hasn't snagged, hasn't been any problems with that, which is also a point of contention for a lot of folks. You want a heavy duty zipper, because let's face it, there's not a lot mechanical on here that can go wrong. But if you snag your zipper wrong, you've lost a jacket. So the zipper on this is really nice. A third thing that I've experienced is how long the battery lasts in this thing. I don't know if it's you don't have the elements in the arms like you do in a full jacket, but the battery seems to last forever. It's crazy how long it lasts. I've charged this thing one time in 2 weeks. I did the initial charge, and within 2 weeks, and I've worn the heck out of this thing, I've charged it once. Now, how many hours did I get out of it? I don't know, but I was wearing it for days at a time, turning it on and off, so I didn't run a clock. But just functionally, it worked great. Also, when I rode down to the DeLand Spider Rally, you saw this vest at the beginning of that video. I was talking about it. It was a reasonably cold ride. It was 36 degrees. My core was never cold. My hands, that was a different story. I was wearing like a long john shirt and a long sleeve shirt under a flannel jacket, but it's a lined, you know, winter flannel jacket. It's not like just a flannel shirt. It was a super heavy fleece lined. But my arms were chilled, but man, my core was like toast. So I'm over here in the shade, so maybe you can see these. If I hold this down just for a couple of seconds, see the red lights on? Turn it on again. There's the red. Now I can tell you it is in the high 40s right now here. Yes, I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt walking. Coach Vic kind of laughs at me. She goes, "You like wearing a vest when it's cold outside? Don't you get cold? Don't your arms get cold?" I like the feeling of the brisk air, but I don't like to be cold. I really appreciate the flexibility of this vest. I can put a flannel shirt or a flannel jacket over it. Also, I was going to tell you another thing. I wear hoodies a lot. I mean, a lot. Coach Vic makes fun of me. I probably have 40 of them. A lot of times when I get up in the evening time or early morning to let the dogs out, I'll get out and I'll have my fleece on. When I put this on over the hoodie, even when I hit the heater, it gets hot enough to get that heat through the hoodie to your body. So I really, really like this thing. I'm very, very impressed. You can't go wrong. Also, there's a discount code, COACHBOB. There it is right there. It'll get you 25% off of this thing. This deal is going to be running through the end of November. So let's get back to the house and we'll close this out. But I really, really like it. We'll talk a little more about it as we close the video out. I'm on the back porch drinking my coffee. Life is good. I've got the vest on the lowest setting. It was a beautiful little walk this morning with the dog. Yeah, I'm a proud Navy dad, although my son's not in the Navy anymore. He did 9 years. But whether you're walking and it's chilly, or whether you're on the back porch just chilling with a cup of coffee and the air is brisk, whether you're wearing something under this thing heavy, whether you're wearing something over it as a jacket, this thing, due to the settings and the zones, makes everything very usable, very functional. I like that. I like things that actually work the way they're designed to do, and it helps you stay warm in a way that is not miserable. You know, sometimes you get things and they're just so hard to work with and they're just so cumbersome, it doesn't seem worth it. This, from the get-go, has been a very good experience. I want to tell you a little bit, as the company reached out to me to make these videos, they actually asked me if I had any suggestions on the development of this vest. They're a company that really wants to please the customer, and that's pretty refreshing. You don't see that a whole lot. So I want to say thank you to AUXO for the vest. I want to say thank you to you for watching this video. Type in COACHBOB, get your 25% discount until the end of November, and enjoy your heated vest. This thing is really great, and I know you'll enjoy it as much as I have. All right. Well, there it is, another one in the book. So I want you to do me a favor. Yes, you go out, buy the motorcycle of your dreams, eat right, take care of yourself. And remember, if you're not having fun, you are most definitely doing it wrong. Now you go seize the day, and I'll see you on the road real